Hi, and welcome to another episode of Wisdom Wednesday right here on CITAM ChurchOnline. My name is Kuchio, the head of missions at Christ is the Answer Ministries out of Nairobi, Kenya. We've been looking at the subject of politics for a couple of weeks now, and last week we began to enumerate some qualities that make for excellent or great political leaders. And we mentioned that we'll be going through 10 of them. Last week we mentioned 3 of them, and we said competence is important, credibility, and calling. Competence, credibility, and calling. Today we want to look at 3 more attributes of a good political leader. We'll look at commitment, compassion, and contribution. Commitment, compassion, and contribution. As we prepare to go to the polls in just about 12 months, it's important that we pay attention to the quality of leaders that we'll be electing, because the world over, it has been proven that politics is the most dominant determinant of the quality of life that people lead. So you cannot be disengaged in matters politics. You must be involved in matters politics, because that is your civic duty and my civic duty, to be involved in matters politics. Whether we are voting, whether we are running for office, or whether we are holding people to account, we all have a role to play in politics, because after all, politics is the art and science of governance, the art and science of governance. So quality number 4, commitment. You see, commitment demonstrates the patience, discipline, and the determination needed to attain and sustain leadership. It's important that when we go out to identify leaders, whether in the wards, in the constituency levels, or at gubernatorial levels, or even at national level, let's look for men and women who are committed to the cause of transformation. Not everyone who offers themselves to run for political office is necessarily committed to the cause of transformation. We need to see men and women who are committed to the cause of transformation. But secondly, men and women of compassion. What does compassion speak of? It speaks of people that are moved by and are willing to address the plight of the less fortunate in society. You see, Jesus was a perfect example. He was moved by compassion when he looked at the people, and they appeared like sheep without a shepherd. And he asked the disciples, pray that the Father of harvest will send laborers into the field. He was moved by compassion. Any leader worth their salt must be compassionate. They must demonstrate their sense of compassion. What distinguishes ruthless leaders from loving leaders is compassion. What distinguishes dictators from men and women who embrace democracy and democrats is compassion. But I pray that as we go to the polls, let's look for men and women who have demonstrated their sense of compassion. Men and women who are moved by the plight of the less fortunate in society. Finally, contribution. Contribution. What does it speak of? This is someone who has a proven track record of past contribution in their input in matters of leadership and transformation. Let's not just be moved by euphoria. Let's pause and ask, what has this lady or this gentleman contributed to the transformation of their neighborhoods? Let's investigate their track record, right from high school, right from primary school, in society. Have they made any significant contribution? Because if they haven't, it is very unlikely they'll make any meaningful contribution on the national platform or in the political landscape. But if they have made some contributions, there we go. So we're looking at 3 attributes in addition to what we looked at last week. commitment, compassion, and contribution. And I pray that God will lead and guide you as you make this solemn civic duty in identifying men and women who will lead this country at whatever level. The Lord bless you richly. My name is Patrick Kuchio. Please engage with us. I would like to know your thoughts about these qualities that we're enumerating of leaders that we desire to see in Kenya, because Kenya can be different because everything rises and falls on leadership. And let's this time round get the right people to lead our country. The Lord bless you richly.